This is Slasher here at IEM New York City at New York Comic Con, and I am here with EG DeMusLiM on day 3. You were eliminated from the tournament by Snoot into the open qualifiers. What happened so far this weekend?
I mean, my tournament wasn't that long. I beat Hendralisk, and then I lost to Snoot. Snoot just played a really good game, actually. I'm not used to his style at all, and I need to start practicing on Korea. That's pretty much what I've decided.
I mean, coming into this event, you had just lost your WCS America games. You wrote a post. You said you weren't feeling so up to it. What were your expectations coming into this event?
I mean, yeah, those games were not too long ago. I think actually 2 or 3 days prior to coming to this event. And I lost against the Korean Alicia 1-2. And the final game in that series, I knew exactly what he was going to be doing. And I made a tiny blunder, but I felt he made a lot more blunders, and I ended up losing anyhow. And my post was out of frustration, and on hindsight, I shouldn't really be at the PC when I'm feeling that way, just to avoid things like that. But yeah, I feel Terran is pretty difficult right now. I feel we're susceptible to a lot of aggressive strategies, and it's like Zerg was in Wings of Liberty, very early Wings of Liberty. You would attack Zerg, you'd harass Zerg, you'd deal damage to Zerg as to prevent them from doing well late game. And I feel Terran has taken that role slowly but surely, and it's just a role that I'm not too comfortable with as of yet. I'm not saying things are broken, as I don't truly believe they are, but I do believe Terran has a harder time right now than the other two races.
Do you believe this is an issue for all the Terrans out there? I mean, right now we're on day 3. The entire top 8 is Protoss and Zerg. There are no Terrans. So do you think this is a race-wide issue, or is this something more personal to you and your style?
I felt it was more to me personally. I've always been a very aggressive player, and I tend to mess up a little bit if the roles are reversed, which they just are right now. Terran is more the defender, up until like the 11-minute mark where they can push out onto the map in most matchups. So I thought it was a personal style clash, but after seeing the results here and just speaking to a lot of Terrans recently, I know Flash has said that Terran's very hard right now and needs a bit of a buff. It's too early to say. The one thing that does demoralize me a little bit is that things like Oracles are getting buffs when I don't really believe they do need buffs. Yeah, I'm just going to wait and see how things go.
What are your biggest issues for both TVZ and TVP right now?
Just the amount of strategies that are available for both sides. I feel Terran is very limited as to what works and what doesn't work. And I feel there are so many things that do work against Terran that people don't even optimize half as much as they should. For example, just the amount of one-base all-ins that Protoss has against Terran. You can do DT openings, Blink openings, Immortal all-ins, Void Ray all-ins. You can do a lot of things. Oracle harass. Never mind getting onto 2-base, 3-base, whatever. And it's kind of similar for Zerg. There's lots of Speedling all-ins, Baneling all-ins, Roachbane all-ins. I don't really feel I have this option with Terran that I can run into the fray and just kind of do an easy strategy and get a cheap win. For example, the old 1-1-1 with the like Raven, tanks, Marines, and stuff against Protoss. It was cheap and easy, and I knew that, and it got nerfed pretty quickly. And I feel, again, the coin's been flipped somehow. I don't believe it's broken. I feel that Terran just has, as I said, a harder time dealing with this stuff. And it's been prevalent before. As a Terran, I knew some strategies were easier than they should be. Yeah, Terran's just really hard to play.
It feels like not just a few months ago we had Innovation winning every tournament in the world, kind of maybe even still regarded as the best player in the world, and him being Terran, you know, gives the race as a whole kind of a lot of pressure on his back. Some people were crying imbalance about Widow Mines and, you know, Medevac, and just based upon his using of the race. Do you feel that now that things have settled down a little bit, that it is showing some inconsistencies with Terran as a whole?
I mean, the whole thing with Innovation was he was arguably the best player, along with like Rain and some other names, Sulky, and he was doing the best. Whether that because he was better than them, or I think he reached his peak faster than the other races did. And then once every other Terran starts copying his style and his strategies and build orders, then it gives everybody else ample time to practice against that kind of style, in which everybody else can then catch up. It's a hard one to answer because I still believe Innovation is the best player in the world. I don't believe Terran is necessarily the weakest. I like to think of StarCraft in general. Like, there's 3 races, right? There's going to be waves of like how well each one of them does. I think right now it's just Terran is having a bit of a downswing, and I find the game really it's more unforgiving than it ever has been for Terran, and I get very frustrated while playing this game right now.
So I guess to talk a little bit about that and the post you made,
Yeah.
you are saying it's a lot of it is about Terran and the way the game is.
Yeah.
How much of it is personal, not just the game? What are your feelings going into these next few months and as WCS revamps for next year?
My feeling's good actually going on. As I said earlier in this interview, I shouldn't write things when I'm feeling a little bit down. It's negative energy all around, and I shouldn't be doing that. So I'm very sorry for being dumb. But going forward, I think you have to get your ass kicked a few times to really make you go, well, something's going wrong. And for a while in the foreign scene, at least the North American scene, I've always been this guy that streamed a lot and tried to be a little bit ahead on strategies and stuff. And I think it tends to bite me in the bum. I wish I could do better. But I'm going to sit on the sidelines a little bit. I'm going to play on Korea a lot in my own time and practice with the Koreans and not stream it. And then hopefully get back on the horse in a more normal manner rather than me streaming all my practice, because that just makes me a very easy opponent to study. And I mean, if my opponents can almost see through the fog of war because I'm that predictable, that is a huge, huge weakness. And the fact that I've been doing, I was going to use the word as well as I have, despite that disadvantage. I can only imagine that without that disadvantage, I'll be doing much better, and I need to become way less predictable in my play.
Thank you, Ben. Is there anything else you would like to say?
No, I'm just really happy to be here, and I promise the fans I will do better in the future. I've been getting my ass kicked way too much, and it's not something I like happening, so I'm going to do something about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben.